That was beautiful. Did you guys see that? The bird has landed on her hand and then it flew away. Small touches like that in this game are truly remarkable in Ghost of Yotei. Um, so as you can see, looking at the title of this video, I want to talk about uh, the subject that's titled on the video, and I'm not just specifically talking about PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. I'm just talking about video gaming in general, like today's video gaming in general. Um, and what am I talking about? I'm talking about the price of, like, the cost of just being able to play these games, right? Just to have the ability to even play. And when you look at the price of consoles nowadays, um, it's really a sad time. This is like some sad time we're living in when you have to pay close to $800, 750 for a mid-generation PlayStation 5 Pro, and it doesn't even have a physical media built into it. It's $800, and even worse. Furthermore, you look at it, recent Xbox handheld Asus ROG Li, $1,000. Um, yeah, these are some sad times. And then you look at Nintendo Switch, $500, right, for something that really, in my opinion, shouldn't cost that much. You're paying $500 for a uh, PlayStation 4 Pro uh, GPU. Uh, PlayStation 4 Pro, it's outdated right now. It's how many years now? PlayStation 4 Pro, 11 years. Okay, it's outdated. So you're paying $500 for something that's an outdated GPU and CPU that's built inside Nintendo Switch 2. And then you go back to PC. And PC, it's a whole different ball game, right? If we're going to talk about the PC, you look at PC and you look at just how much the GPUs are for PC, how much it costs just the GPU. Don't even think about like buying a motherboard, buying a case, buying a power supply and memory RAM and SSDs, which is a solid state drive. Don't even take that in consideration. When you look at all of that, even the PC is out of the question. It's like, dude, I can't afford $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Um, Everything's so expensive, dude. Like video gaming has become such a expensive hobby. And then you look at these games. Now, there are certain games that deserve $70 price tag. I would say Ghost of Yotei certainly deserves $70, but not every game deserves $70 price tag. I don't want to pay $80 for Mario Kart World. I don't think so. I don't think Mario Kart World is worth $80. You know, I don't think every game should cost $70. They should cost 50 at most. 50 or 40. But that's not the case anymore. Everything's $69.99. Everything it's super expensive. And, again, there are some exceptions like Grand Theft Auto. I wouldn't mind paying $100 or even, well, I don't know about 200. Um, I know you guys will disagree with me, but I don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 is worth $200. The maximum I would pay for Grand Theft Auto 6 would be 100. I'm sorry, but I'm like, it's not, I'm not that desperate. I can live without Grand Theft Auto 6. Trust me, I can. Maybe you can't, but I can. So this is again my stance, my point of view. Um, but then again, certain games I get it. Um, they deserve to be $69.99. Like this, it's a long time in making. It took a lot of effort to create this game, to bring you this detail, to bring you this quality. A game like this certainly deserves to be $70. Grand Theft Auto 6, certainly if the regular price is $100, I would have no problem with that. I would say, okay, Grand Theft Auto 6, it's a $2 billion work of masterpiece, and it deserves a $100 price tag. I would have no problem paying $100 for Grand Theft Auto 6, but that's where I draw the line. I am paying $200. Now, if they want to charge you $200 for like a limited edition or the Ultimate Edition, that's fine by me. I have no problem with that. But $100 for Grand Theft Auto 6, that's an exception. $70 for Yotei, that's an exception. But I can't justify every game being $70. But what am I trying to say here? What I'm basically saying is we live in an era and time right now where everything has become, I'll leave this bumbo. Everything has become super expensive. Like the gaming hobby has become really expensive, man. And I'm not saying this because I'm broken and I can't afford it. I'm simply saying this because that's really the truth. Even if I was not broke, even if I had the money, even if I was making, let's say I was making like $1,500 a week, right? I was making some real good money, right? Let's say I was making $4,800 a month. That's pretty decent living, you know. I can afford to buy what I need to buy, PS5 Pro, Nintendo Switch 2, buy all these games, no problem. Comfortably, I could do it. Even the Game Pass, $30 a month, PlayStation Plus, $20 a month would not be a problem. But still, even if I was making that kind of money, I would still say, man, this is still expensive. You know, the gaming, it's still expensive. And that's the whole point of this video. This gaming hobby has become really expensive, man. And even if you have money, you're still like, man, I have a luxury, I can afford it. But even people who have luxury and who can afford it, even they're saying, man, dude, I could have saved that money for something else. Jesus, this is so expensive. This hobby is so expensive. And I'm not alone in this. I heard a lot of people say the same thing, man. This hobby has become very expensive. And it doesn't matter where you look at it. People say, well, why don't you go the PC route? Same thing with the PC, all right? We just talked about the PC. You have to spend how much? $1,500 for a 5080. $2,000 for 5090. Even in AMDs, you're looking at 900, close to 1,000. Even a decent motherboard, let's say you get a good decent motherboard for 300. You're already at like $1,300 right there. Power supply, you're already at $2,000 right there. The cooling system, the CPU, you're already at $2,500 right there. You have to buy a case and all that. You're already looking at $3,000 right there. Then you need to buy the SSD, the memory RAM. You're already looking at like $3,500 right there. And then you got to buy a monitor. What kind of monitor? What kind of keyboard? And Windows 11. Well, you're already close to $4,000. And then what? Pay some more. Go to Steam and pay some more. Look, I know that the PC, you know, there's sales and there's, you know, you can get games cheaper and you know, if you know where to go, you can get these games for free. And I'm not gonna, you know, advertise that, nor am I going to like advise people to do that, because I want you to support gaming industry. I want you to, pay for these games and support the gaming industry. I know that if I want something free, I know just like movies, they're out there. But I don't advise that. I don't support that. And the reason I don't support that is because then you're not supporting the gaming industry. Okay, I want to support gaming industry because if you support gaming industry, then the artists will make more games. If everybody starts just ripping these games from Pirate Bay and some other places and everybody's playing for free, well then that will hurt the artist. Because then artists will be saying, well, we want people to pay for our games. We want to make money. So what I'm trying to say is I want to support gaming industry. I'm not saying I want stuff for free. I'm not asking anyone to give me anything for free. I'm just asking for like a reasonable price, man. That's what I'm asking. And I think this is the reason why a lot of people are upset with the Game Pass and Xbox. People are asking companies to be reasonable, especially if you're a big company, $1 trillion net worth, all this money, right? People are just asking, hey, let's be reasonable here. I get it. Everybody wants to make money. Who doesn't want to make money? I mean, I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. I need money. Who doesn't need money? Don't you get tired of everybody's telling you the same thing over and over again? I need money. Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't need money? Let's just stop with that nonsense. Because it is so tiring and it's so annoying to listen to people talk about it as if they're the only ones who need money. Everybody needs money. But what I'm saying is there needs to be a better way for this industry to be more balanced and more affordable. Because right now it's not affordable, man. You look at the gaming, you go to the Target, Walmart, GameStop, dude. I mean, it's just brutal. The prices, they're just brutal, man. Everything just brutal. I don't know how people can enjoy this hobby unless you're making $1,500 a week. But even if you're making $1,500 a week, man, you got to pay your utilities, you got to pay your rent, you got to pay for groceries. There's the doctor visits and maybe a surgery or something that you need to do. Car insurances, car payments. I mean, you go down the list of things that you have to pay. Everything's so damn expensive these days. So what I'm simply saying is, I just wish that the gaming industry was more reasonable. And another thing, this news about PlayStation 6 coming out in 2027. I was talking about this on my live stream the other day, and I said, or did I say it? Or I don't know. I think I might have said this. If I didn't, then it's my mistake. But anyway, or at least I was thinking about it. If PlayStation 5 Pro, which is a mid-generation, all right, it's a mid-generation console. Yes, there's some advantages with the ray tracing and a better performance and a little bit of a higher resolution, but nothing drastic. But there will be some advantages that, of course, PS5 Pro has to make even this game look better. Which it will with native 4K and advanced ray tracing for sure. Absolutely. But we're talking about a mid-generation console. If you have to pay $800, people say, why is it $800? Because it's $750 plus tax. You're already looking at $800. All right. So let's say you have to pay $36 tax. So $750 plus what? 36. That's $786. You're already there. You're already at the 800 ballpark. You already have to have $800 just to pay for that thing. And then you want to get that stand, right? You get that stand, that little circular stand. That's $20 extra. you're already at the $800, man. And that's just if you are in United States, right? If you're in Canada, you're probably looking at like close to $1,000. Close to $1,000. You look like $1,000 easy for a mid-generation console. So my question is this: if we have to pay this much for a mid-generation console, good God, Lord Jesus Christ in heaven, how much do you think we'll have to pay for PlayStation 6 in 2027? My God, just think about how much we'll have to pay for a PlayStation 6 in 2027. Maybe they'll have two different versions. Maybe they'll have like a digital version, $1,000. That's the cheapest, $1,000, and then the physical media version, you're looking at $1,300 with an extra an extra 2 terabytes. Let's say they do a 4 terabyte and 2 terabyte. All right, so let's say 2 terabyte version digital, it's $1,000, and 4 terabyte with a physical media, it's $1,300. $1,300, bro. If I have to pay that much for a console, and then plus the games and the PlayStation Plus subscription, at this point, I might as well just stick with the Boosteroid and just use the Boosteroid Cloud Gaming. Because the Boosteroid Cloud Gaming will take care of the rest. They'll have these high-end PCs running at the high-end GPU, CPU, and a memory RAM. At that point, I might as well just wait till this game comes out on PC and then play this on a Boosteroid. Do the same thing for Wolverine. Wait till it comes out on PC and just play it on a Boosteroid and save myself a bunch of money. Because, guys, I hate to tell you, but not everyone... Guys, listen. Not everyone has the luxury and the privilege. People say, well, why don't you trade in some stuff? Yeah, but dude, I don't want to trade in stuff I paid for, worked hard for, just to get one console, dude. You feel me on that? You feel me? I don't want to get rid of... Because then I have to ask myself, am I? What's the value here? Am I really going to get the value out of that PS6 if I trade all of the stuff that I have just to get that one damn console? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just having an honest talk. I'm not trying, like, listen. I'm speaking from my own perspective. I know everyone here will have their own perspective. Everyone will have their own opinions on this. I'm just being honest, speaking from my perspective, dude. I think some of you might relate to this. Some of you might say, well, you know, maybe Mr. 4K makes a good point. I mean, the gaming has become really expensive. Like, this hobby has become super expensive, dude. And that's sad, man. You know? How do you expect people to enjoy this hobby if everything's so expensive? Like, how do you expect us to enjoy this? Like, how am I supposed to enjoy this? How? Please tell me how. I do like this. I enjoy this game. But at what cost? See, that's the ultimate question. I want to enjoy this, but at what cost? At what cost do I want to enjoy this? Same thing with the Grand Theft Auto 6. I, of course, want to experience it. Why wouldn't I want to experience it? But at what cost? And people are going to say, man, It's either A, I pay for the surgery, or I pay for my dental work, or I pay for my physical therapy, or whatever it is that I'm going through, or I just don't pay for that and just pay for this. This is not something that you need. This is not a necessity. I get it. Gaming is not a necessity. You could say gaming is a luxury. It's not a necessity because you really don't need gaming. You could live without gaming. It might be difficult at first to get used to it, not being able to play the games, but I think eventually your brain will get used to it. You'll, you'll forget about the gaming if you're not paying attention to the current affairs of gaming and all that. I think you'll just forget about this and you'll just move on, right? If you're not paying attention, if you isolate yourself, like you live off the grid and you stay off the internet and social media, and you're not paying attention to any of this stuff, I think, wow, look at this. I think you will appreciate that aspect of living, in isolation, off the grid, and just buy what you need. Buy the food, medicine, pay for your health insurance, take care of yourself, and just enjoy life. Simple, simplistic life. You could do that. And there is a way to do that, to live like that. But again, how many people can do that? Especially if you've been a gamer like I have since 1984. You know how difficult it would be? It would be like a withdrawal. Like I would have it would be like an addict, who just got off of some drugs, and he's having a withdrawal, and he's like, it would be very difficult. It's like any addiction, be very difficult. Not impossible, but be very difficult. So what I'm simply saying is this gaming hobby has really become very expensive, and that's all I really wanted to say. I mean, you guys can let me know what you think, but because I don't want to really drag this video any longer than it needs to be, I just felt like I needed to say, like, just get it off my chest and tell you how I feel about today's gaming industry. I mean, I'm not like really thrilled or happy about like the gaming industry today. It's not like this is not the best time for gaming, because it's kind of depressing with what's been going on with the game. Game Pass, Xbox, and all of these price hikes, and it's just, it's a sad time, man, to be a gamer, where you have to pay $80 for Mario Kart World. Ugh. Or you have to pay $500 for a Nintendo Switch 2. Or you have to pay $1,000 for a handheld device that can run your PC games. And then, of course, you have to pay $800 for a mid-generation console. This doesn't make me feel excited for PS6, because I know there's no way I will be able to afford. There's just no way in hell. You can just write me off and forget me about the next generation consoles, dude. It's just not going to happen. I just simply cannot. I'm just being honest. For those of you who can, well, God bless you. Great for you. Awesome. Lucky you. Enjoy it. Have fun. But me, you can just write me off. And I don't even know how long am I going to be a gamer, dude. It's becoming like so... I don't know. I'm so bitter about where the gaming industry is right now, man. Oh, look at that beautiful bird. A beautiful bird came in to tell me, to whisper in my ear, hey, you could have a PS5 Pro. Just trade in some of the stuff that you have. Yeah, birdie, but what's the value of that PS5 Pro? Is it worth the value to me to lose some of the stuff that I have to trade in? Is it really worth the value? Yes, it is. You can play Ghost of Yotei, Battlefield 6, all Pro Enhanced, PS5 Pro Enhanced. You can play the upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6 PS5 Pro Enhanced. You can play Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 PS5 Pro Enhanced. Okay, Bird. Well, you made your point. All right, fine. All right, listen. I don't know. Maybe Bird is trying to tell me something about the PS5 Pro. I don't know. Technically, I could get PS5 Pro. I could trade in some stuff, and technically, I could have it. Trade in some stuff that I have, and I could technically have it. But the question is it worth the value? See, this is where I look at things. The value. What is the value? Is it going to be a drastic difference? Am I really going to benefit from it? So I look at things in terms of value. Like, is it worth it? Like, trade-in value of this versus that. Is it worth the value? So I don't know. Anyway, what I'm simply trying to say, gaming industry has become super expensive, and I'm kind of bitter about it and not really happy about like the way the gaming industry is right now. I don't think this is the exciting time. This is probably the most depressing time, honestly, to be a gamer. It's just because everything's so expensive, and like only the privileged one can enjoy it. Those privileged enough to have money, and those privileged enough to have these big YouTube channels, and they get everything for free. On top of making gigatrillions of dollars. So yeah, if you're the privileged one, it's like the Hunger Games, right? Those on the top who are privileged, yeah, they can enjoy it. But those of us who are at the bottom, yeah. It's just like the Hunger Games. That's where the gaming industry right now. It's like that movie Hunger Games. It's really where it's at. It's really sad. It's just the gaming industry has become so sad right now. It's the sad time to be a gamer, to be honest. When I look at these prices, I want to just puke. I want to vomit. It makes me sick. Just looking at the prices. Like I was looking at the $200 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is the gold edition or something? On the PS5 version, PS5 Pro Enhanced version. $200 for a Microsoft Flight Simulator. 2024. These are some sad times, man. Some sad times we're living. As far as the gaming industry, man. Anyway, it's a long video. I just felt like I needed to get this off my chest. I felt like I needed to tell you what's on my mind, and be 100% with you, and just give you my perspective. Keep in mind, this is just my perspective. You don't have to agree with it. You can have your own opinions. All I ask of all of you down on the comments is to use the common sense. If you want to disagree with me, that's fine, but do it professionally. Don't insult me. Use common sense. Insulting me, it's not really going to get you any bonus points or anything like that. It's just going to make your comment be reported and deleted. If you want your comment to be reported and deleted, then go ahead and insult me. Say something bad. But if you want to make a legitimate comment to disagree with me, then make it, but make it professionally. Be adult about it, be mature about it, and express your opinions. That's all I ask for. It's common sense. My rules are only one rule. Very simple rule, which is common sense. People say I don't let people speak because I don't want people to have their opinion. Not true. I let people speak. I let people have their opinions, but your opinions cannot be insulting. They have to be professional. They have to be mature, and it has to be mature adult conversation, which comes with a common sense rule. All right. So that's it. that's all I have to say. I know it's a long video, but I figured I couldn't make this video any shorter than this, because there's so much I needed to say, and I can't just say it in about 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching the video.